Late night, she on the fire. Backstreet. Check it.
Ever wonder why that souffle puffs up so high and then falls so fast? Why are your pancakes flatter than our, well, pancakes? Why does your bread either rise and overflow your oven or sit there like a rock? Don't know your baking powder from your baking soda? What gives life to yeast? Learn how to get a rise out of your baked good with this information on leavenings. The key to getting a rise out of your baked goods is the use of proper leavening agents. A leavening agent, also known as a raising agent, is any one of a number of substances used in dough and batters that cause a forming action that lighten and soften. The Egyptians were known to have used yeast as a leavening agent some 5,000 years ago. The Mexican culture refers to yeast dough as almas. I repeat, almas, which translated to souls, because they seem so spirited in rising. Baking powder became popular in 1850s along with self-rising flour, which is known as baking powder mixed with flour. James A. Church began marketing sodium bicarbonate as baking soda under the Arm and Hammer label in 1867. Baking soda was previously known as saleratus, a combination of the Latin word sal, which is salt, and aeratus, which is aerated. In 1889, William M. Wright developed the double-acting baking powder we know today, marketed under the label Columate. Yeast starters have been traditionally handed down over the ages from family to family, each keeping it alive over the years. A portion was used from each batch, with the remainder being fed by adding equal parts of flour and water and permitted to grow for another week or so.
Waking up from another day, I'm feeling so insane.
Resin agents are additive in form of liquid or powder, which its function is to ensure the product not only rise but also has a texture, such as bread, cakes, muffin, and so on. For instance, a well-known resin agent, which is bicarbonate of soda, or in other name is baking soda, will react with the ingredients around it. When it is heated, it will produce a bubble of gas, which is carbon dioxide, and make it expand and raise the mixture around it. It also creates a uniform and stable structure and texture. Acidic salt also has this effect when it is added into a mixture such as bread. However, they cause the mixture to rise at temperature as low as 15 degrees Celsius.
Cause ever since I saw your face, got a tattoo on my brain. Did you know that you came and you got me like this? Cause I know you're the one that I want.
So, there are 4 different types of raising agents. You must remember A, B, B, Y. A stands for air, B, bread soda, baking powder, and also yeast. Okay, now I would like to explain to you about, first of all, it is about the air. In all baked foods, it is really important to get lots of air into the mixture, while air will expand when heated and makes the food light. Well, air is introduced into the mixture of the food by 4 different ways. First of all, it is by sieving the flour. The second one is rubbing fat into the flour. The third one is creaming or beating fat and sugar Lastly is whisking the eggs and sugars. So basically there are two chemical raising agents, which is grape soda and also baking powder. And I would like to explain to you a very simple equation of how raising agents work. It is acid plus alkali will produce carbon dioxide. Now I would like to explain to you about first grape soda. So grape soda is alkali. When mixed with buttermilk, which is acidic, and a liquid, it will mix carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide will then expand and raise when heated and thus raise the dough. The next one is baking powder. Baking powder is a mixture of grape soda and also acid. As I informed just now, grape soda is alkali. So it is really related to the equation that I've told you before. Acid plus alkali will produce carbon dioxide, and that was what happened when we add baking powder, in which when it was moistened by eggs or milk, carbon dioxide is produced and thus will raise the dough. The last but not least is yeast. Yeast is used in commercial grades. Well, yeast is a microorganism. Yeast will produce carbon dioxide in dough and thus will raise and expand when heated.
What I gotta do to get you into my life? I could be a bad boy, baby, I could be nice. I will give you all the stars if you give me the night. I'm all in.
Okay, now we move on to the inner group of resin agent. Alright, first E500 for sodium bicarbonate. Okay, sodium bicarbonate or bicarbonate soda is an alkali and can be used on its own resin agent if the butter of the sufficient acid that allow reaction that create carbon dioxide. Okay, next E503 ammonium carbonate. Ammonium carbonate is used for resin agent manufacture a biscuit. It's processed when carbon dioxide combined with ammonia. To raise the dough or biscuit. Next, E541 is sodium aluminum phosphate. Sodium aluminum phosphate is acid form used in baking powder for slow baking process at low temperature.
Pretty girls all over, you got nothing on you. Been all around the world and no one gets me like the way you do.
Here are some additional information about the raising agent. These are including the advantages, disadvantages, and also high-risk problems that we get in our life. For the advantages, raising agent can give a lot of positive impact to us, such as price is also affordable to us. It is because the price is cheap and we can also get it in many shops. Second one, the raising agent can give a lot of convenience to our life. It is because in self-raising flour, they already added some of the raising agent in it, so we don't have to buy it anymore at the shop. The third one, it can be used and can be applied in many foods in our cooking. Raising agent also can give a lot of disadvantages to our life. For the first one, it can give a lot of hypersensitive reaction to our body. Like we can get the genetic disorder, respiratory problem like asthma, skin problem like swelling, and more on. So if you get this symptom, better you check out with your doctor to treat this symptom. It is because you might be afraid if this symptom can be caused by other disorders.
Baby, I thought that you should know. None of the rest are even close. Now you pretty girls all over, but you know this song's for you.
Hello! So now, let's jump to the conclusion. From this video, we got to know the overview of raising agents, which basically can be in the form of air, bread soda, baking powder, and yeast. Besides, we also can know some coding that have been used in raising agents, such as E500 for sodium bicarbonate and E503 for ammonium bicarbonate. Products like breads and cakes rely on the raising agents because it can give right texture and form. However, watch out, the excessive use of raising agents may cause hypersensitive reaction towards our body. Lastly,
I hope this information will benefit and help in your baking succeed. Do try. Assalamualaikum.